This is section 2.3, and we're in 2.3 we're going to start talking about slopes, and these are things that you've seen before in the past, so none of this should be too new to you. So let's talk about slope and what slope is. It says here that slope is the non-vertical line, the slope of a non-vertical line is the ratio of the vertical change to the horizontal change between 2 points. Okay, now that's a lot of really fancy words, okay? The ratio means more than likely your slope is going to be some kind of a fraction. It can be a whole number, but a lot of times it ends up as a fraction, okay? And what it really is the slope is calculated by what I call the change in y over the change in x, okay? In other words, how much does it go up and down, up or down, over how much does it go left and right, or right? Okay, so as you can see from this picture here, okay, as you look at this here, the vertical change is in the red. How much does it go up or down? So from this dot, for example, maybe you go up 3 units. And then the horizontal change, which is the blue dotted line, tells you how much you go right or left. In this case, we went right, and I'm just going to put a number to it. Let's go right 4. Okay, so you go right 4. So in this case, my slope of this line, if that was what it would be, how much did it go up or down? It went up 3. And how much did it go right or left? It went right 4. Okay. So it talks about, in this case, on a graph, how you would calculate it. Now, how would you calculate the slope if you had just a set of ordered pairs? Well, with just a set of ordered pairs, and I've gotten this written down here in your notes as well, it says here the slope of the non-vertical line through points x1 and y1 and x2 and y2 is the following. So it talks about vertical change over horizontal change, or rise over run. You've heard that before, I'm sure. We're going to take y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, okay? And what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to actually have you label your points just like this, with x2, y2, and x1, y1, so that way you can see, and you know all you have to do is simply substitute things in, okay? So let's look at these examples here. And I've written the slope formula up top. And let's take a look at example number 1 here. It says here, what's the slope of the line given through the points, these 2 points? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to label my points every time. First ordered pair is x1, and then I'm going to call this guy y1. This guy's going to be x2 and y2. Now, truly, does it matter which ones are which? No, absolutely not. Does not matter. You can make, if I wanted to, I could have made these guys x2, y2, and these guys x1, y1. But I just want to label them so that I know for sure exactly how I'm going to set this up. So, all right, the slope then is going to be y2, that is 4, minus y1, which is 7, over x2, which is negative 2, minus x1, which is negative 3. Okay, so now I'm going to take 4 minus 7 on top, and that gives me negative 3. On the bottom, because I have 2 negative signs right next to each other, I want the opposite of a negative, which makes it a positive. So it's negative 2 and positive 3. And therefore, my slope is negative 3 over 1, or negative 3. Okay, let's look here at letter B. Again, going to label my points. So I'm going to label this guy x1, this guy y1, x2 and y2. Okay, so again, calculating my slope, I want y2, that's 1, minus y1, which is 1, over x2, which is negative 4, minus x1, which is 3. Okay, so 1 minus 1, that happens to be 0. And negative 4 minus 3 more is negative 7. Well, this happens to be 0 divided by negative 7 is just 0. Okay, and then the final one here, take a look here at the final last example. Again, going to label the points. As I label the points here, that's going to be x1, that's going to be y1, that's going to be x2 and y2. Okay, finding the slope again, y2, which is 1, minus y1, which is -3, over x2, which is 7, minus x1, which is also 7. So again, because two negatives are right next to each other, they become positive. Okay, and 1 and 3 is 4. 7 minus 7 is 0. Okay, now this is where things get tricky. Because anytime we have 0 on the bottom, we cannot divide by 0. So anytime 0 is in the denominator, this is what we call undefined. It's undefined slope because you cannot divide by 0. Okay, so now you should be able to calculate slope from your first few examples here from a set of ordered pairs.